Hi everyone. In the under revision program, I'm starting the first paper is 2017 past paper of the. So mainly here we are going to discuss about the first of all small business case study. This is a fishing business in Maldives. So you can context here investigating small business. The fishing industry in Maldives is very important. Mohammed Abbas is a fisherman and owns a sailboat which cost about $1,500 for 8 years. Abbas worked most of the days is a week fishing in a small fish. He saved most of his profit because he wanted to buy a powered boat. This would have greater capacity and he could make more money by selling the fish seafood to seafood franchise restaurant located in Maldives, such as Bonifish Grill and Long John Silver's. This is owned by different two companies, multinational Outback Steakhouse and the Yum brand. So you can see the Abbas is a fisherman and he actually catching small fish because he have a small boat, about $1,500. And then he actually do the fishing and the most of the fish harvest he is selling to the local seafood franchise in the restaurant located in the Maldives. The second paragraph, you can see the Abbas story. In 2016, Abbas decided that he would never be able to save for a power boat, right? And also he found that the banks would not lend him $5,000 because he wanted to actually go for a big one, the big boat, because small boat you can't go to the deep ocean. So you need a power boat, so he can go to the deep ocean and he can throw a lot of fish harvest with that. So he also found that bankers not would like to lend him because sole traders they don't like to, especially bankers they don't like to deal with the sole traders because of the unlimited liability they have. Sometimes bankers refusing, they're asking for applied for loans, bankers always refusing. 5,000 to match his own savings to buy the new boat. The only way he could afford the boat would be to take on a partner. One of his fishing colleagues, Jamal, said he would join Abbas as a business partner. However, Abbas was not sure to going into a business with someone else was the right thing to do. We found out there's another fishing colleague called Jamal. So if they both of them actually start a business like a partnership, I think that would be great because they can buy the $5,000 fishing boat and they can go to the fishing together and they can catch the fish in the deep ocean. I think more output, more harvest, and then they can share the profit 50-50 like that. So they have, I think that's the best option because going alone is risky in the sea. Now, if you're going with someone else, another fisherman, in a big boat, I think that will be beneficial for both of them. They can catch more fish and they can share the profit and loss. However, the Jamal, in this case, taking Jamal is sometimes not finalized by Abbas because he's thinking that is not sure about going business with someone else would be the right thing to do. Okay, so this is the case. You can see now he's operating as sole trader and he's asking some advice from you whether taking a partner would be the way to do. Okay, let's go to the MCQ questions. MCQ question, you can see answering, you have to pick one option here. Question number one, which of the following could be a non-financial objective for the owner of a business? There are objectives, there are financial objectives and the non-financial objectives, right? Financial objectives are the normal like profit maximization, survival, market share maximization and all. Non-financial objective, we can say customer satisfaction, personal satisfaction, environmental well-being, and these are like a non-financial objective. So this case, you can see non-financial objective, improved chance of survival, increase market share, personal satisfaction, increase profit. Okay, if anyone know the answer, you can chat through the chat line, you can send me the answer. Anyone, if you know the answer. Shivan, what do you think? What is the answer? Question number one.
So personal satisfaction.
Very good. Personal satisfaction. Yes. In the chat line also, I have seen some answer. Very good. Personal satisfaction is the non-financial. That means all other chance. Survival is a financial. Market share increase is a financial. Increased profit is a financial. So personal satisfaction is a non-financial thing. So in this case study, also you can see personal satisfaction of fishing. Question 2. What is the maximum number of partners in a partnership? 40, 10, 20, 50. Okay, this question, Vihan, can you answer? Others can join that chat line. Yes, I can see two.
40.
Sorry?
So 40.
40. Actually, answer is 20, 2 to 20. Remember, the 2 is a minimum, 20 is a maximum. 2 students get the correct answer through chat line. Right, very good, Abdu and Talia. So 20 is the maximum partner, minimum 20, minimum 2, maximum 20. So 2 to 20, always keep in mind. Partnership, minimum 2 members, maximum is the 20 members, right? Okay, so you should know that one, 2 to 20, right? Question number 3, a sole trader. Sole trader is always owned by family members. It can borrow from friends and relatives. It's legal only for 5 years and has limited liability, right? This one I'm asking from Talia. Sole trader, what's the answer? Others can join through chat line. What would be the answer?
The sole trader has limited liability.
Sole trader has unlimited liability, no? Because it's incorporate, not unincorporated, unincorporated. Normally, partnership sole traders have an unlimited liability. So yeah, I can see one answer in there. So answer is correct too. Can borrow from friends and relatives. Yes, that's the correct answer because it's not always family business because family businesses are private companies and partnership. But normally, sole trader is doing business alone, one man. So legal 5 is that strong point. There is nothing like that. So limited liability also wrong because sole trader has unlimited liability. So features correct one is the second one. They can borrow from friends and relatives. Yes, because bankers they will not give the money. They will not borrow the money. Therefore, they have to go to the friends and relatives. Okay. Okay. Fourth one, the tin fish manufacturing business. Can fish manufacturer, tin fish manufacturing business is the which sector? Primary, secondary, tertiary, and always as a private limited company. Yes, we have you raise the hand.
So primary.
Tin fish manufacturing. Fishing.
Secondary.
Secondary, very good. Yes. Yes, correct answer in the chat line also. Yeah, Lee gave the correct answer. Secondary sector. Yes, tin fish manufacturing means, if you go to fish and catch the fish, that is primary because that is normally you are taking the normally farming, fishing, agriculture, mining, quarrying, everything actually taking the extracting the raw materials from the earth actually. Yeah, not changing the form. If you catch the raw fish, that's primary. Yeah, correct. But in this case, what happened? You are going to tin it, normally canned it. The canning fish comes under secondary because you are converting the raw materials into finished or semi-finished good, right? So that's the secondary sector, correct. Okay, fifth one. What is the main document in a partnership? Main document, Memorandum of Association, Articles of Association. We call MOA, AOA, Companies Act, Deed of Partnership. Yes, 4 students gave the correct answers. Very good. Answer is 5 students actually. Yes, Deed of Partnership. Behan, Yana, Keshani, everyone gave the correct answer. Answer is correct. Answer is the deed of partnership. Yes. MOA and AOA comes under company, right? So the private limited companies, public limited companies only, we have to have the MOA and AOA. Memorandum of Association gives the like a company name, address, directors information, main information section in the MOA. Articles of Association giving the legal procedures like rules and regulations of the company in the Articles of Association, AOA. Deed of partnership is a document which governs the partnership agreement. It's profit sharing ratio, salary giving method, and also interest on capital, interest on drawings, how to invite new partners, how to actually dissolve the partnership, how to leave from the partnership, everything, all the procedure, actually everything is there on the deed of partnership. Okay. So that's the MCQ section. So we are going to the now writing section. Define the term business. Define the term business. Define questions. You have to just AO1 knowledge only. Define the term business. If you know the answer, you can raise the hand. Yes, Shashan, you raise the hand. What is a business?
Sir, is it any organization that makes or provides services?
Goods and services, right? You should not only services, goods and services. Right, partly correct. The definition of business, you can say any business organization, any economic activity which can, which provide goods and services to satisfy human needs and wants. Right. So yes, a lot of people raising hands. Yes, that's the correct answer. So you have to provide that correct answer. Is a key element in the answer should be business is any economic activity or organization, right, which provides goods and services. You can't say just goods or just services. It must be both goods and services to satisfy human needs and wants. That content is important in definition. Business is there with the main purpose of business is to satisfy human needs and wants, right? Okay, now the third question, they're asking for a normally I've defined questions now in the new syllabus. They're asking for now 1 mark one, right? 1 mark questions are there. Okay, second question is outline question. Outline one difference between needs and wants. So here it's the application here, right? Outline one difference between needs and wants. 2 mark question. So 1 mark for the one difference, 1 mark for the application. Right? Anyone can raise the hand who can tell something for this. Difference between needs and wants. Yes, Leo. Yeah.
Needs tend to be cheaper than wants as they are necessary for human survival, whereas wants tend to be more expensive as they are often unnecessary and therefore a luxury.
Okay, example from the case study. Application. This case is a case study.
So what was the study?
Yeah, what is a need and what is a want here? Like, fishing. So need here is a normally say you can see, yes, your answer actually, you can't say needs are cheaper, wants are expensive. Normally we call the needs and wants are certain differences. The needs are limited, wants are unlimited. Needs must be fulfilled, want is not a must. Needs are primary, wants are second, something like that. And needs actually, like normally it's a human nature, it must be fulfilled, want is not a must. Needs are common to everyone, wants are not a common, right? Like for example, in this case, for need this, we normally fishing comes under to satisfy the hunger. So he provided the fish for actually as a food. So food is the need, right? But this case, if we sell it to a restaurant, for example, like Long John Silver, Bonifish Grill. So, right? So different recipes are there for using a fish, right? Seafood restaurants are there. Seafood restaurant making different dishes by using fish, fish, crabs, and different lobsters. So seafood, if you make the seafood, for example, someone want to have for example, for a food, you want to eat seafood dish, right? So that is kind of a want. You can say example here, food is the want, need here. Seafood curries or seafood dishes are the wants here, like that. Give example from the case study always, otherwise you are losing 1 mark with an outline question if you're not providing any example. Always that's important. Outline one difference between needs and wants. You can say needs are common, wants are diversified, needs are limited, wants are unlimited. So need here you can see for the example, in this case need is a food, right? Abbas providing actually is a food supplier, fish supplier. So fishing is actually kind of a providing is a satisfying need. So because he's providing food for the market, and then want means you can see a lot of people go to restaurants like fishing, Bonifish Grill, Long John Silver. So these organizations actually satisfying people's human wants, because different people actually today they want to try out seafood, tomorrow they want to go to sushi bar, next day they want to go to normal, let's say Chinese restaurant, Thai restaurant, Japanese restaurant, Malaysian restaurant, like that. Different people wants different, that's why these are the wants, diversified, different. So in this case, difference you can say needs are common, wants are diversified. So for example, fish is a kind of a want, but making sushi out of the fish is a want, because everyone don't want to eat sushi, right? Out of the fish, you can actually just some people actually they are the normal different ways they are menus are there for using fish. Okay. Fourth question, another 2 mark outline question. Outline one business objective in this case, right? Let's go to the case study. So in this case, Abbas actually looking for something, like he actually is saving some money to buy some boat, right? Power boat. So we can see in this case, the Abbas, anyone actually, can you give any answer, like, right? You can raise the hand if you know the answer. Yes, from chat line, one student actually gave survivor, can be the survivor. More than the survival, in this case, he wanted to expand, right? So this case, Abbas decided he would never be able to save for power boat. And he also found that bankers would not lend him. So his dream is go to power boat. Powerboat means not survival. He can survive with the right now because he has a boat, small boat. He can go to that and he can go to the fish, catching fish, and he can survive. Survival is not the main objective now. He want to expand. He want to grow, right? He want to go for the big boat, and then you can see, and then he can catch more fish, and then he can get rich. So business objective means aims or targets set by the entrepreneur, the owner, to achieve in the future. And that's a definition you have to say. This one business objective. In this case, Abbas want to expand the business by purchasing a powerboat. You can say like that. So in this case, Abbas want to expand the business by purchasing a powerboat. You have to mention that thing. If you just write expansion, if you just write survival, only 1 mark, right? Outline one business objective. If you just write survival, 0 mark because that's not applicable. You have to say expansion or growth. In this case, Abbas want to go for a powerboat and expand the business. Then only you can get the full marks. Okay. Okay. 5th question. Abbas is going to create a deed of partnership for his fishing venture with Jamal, right? 2 reasons why Abbas and Jamal would create a deed of partnership if they work together. So I convert this question, right? I'll say this question 2 marker. Therefore, I'll say, because as I told you, this is the all syllabus question paper. So I change this question again, say outline 1 reason, right? Outline 1 reason why Abbas and Jamal should create a deed of partnership if they work together. Okay, anyone can answer this question? Please raise the hand. Yes, yes, Sashan actually gave a correct answer. He says so that they have equal share of profit. Yes, normally having a deed of partnership is not always convincing them to share the profit 50-50 equally. But yes, it's a 1 point you can say. Therefore, they don't need Abbas and Jamal would be they know there's no reason for going for any arguments, because why? Everything they actually agreement they sign. They know in advance what is their, how they share the profit, how they invest in the capital, how they are taking the salaries, how they're introducing a new partner, how they are leaving from the business. Everything they agreed in advance. So that is the advantage. One reason why Abbas and Jamal should create a deed of partnership if they work together, you can say, in order to reduce the arguments and the misunderstandings. For example, regarding their profit sharing ratio of the Abbas and Jamal. No, that's the main reason why they're going to partnership deed, in order to reduce the arguments between Jamal and the Abbas. For example, to not get any misunderstanding regarding their profit sharing, not get any misunderstanding regarding the salaries payment, wages payment, like that. So you have to write some benefit, 1 reason, and give some application point also. So main benefit of having deed of partnership is that's the main benefit, to reduce the conflicts between partners, right? Reduce the conflict between partners. That's 1 mark. And other 1 mark we can get in this case, application. In this case, Abbas and Jamal can run the business by knowing their profit sharing ratio. Okay. Question number 6. It's explain question. Operating as a sole trader has unlimited liability, right? So you can say, we can read the word Abbas, right? Operating as a sole trader has unlimited liability. Explain what is mean by, explain what is meaning of this. So normally explain questions are there in the paper. It's 3 marker. They are normally checking AO1. No need of application. You have to write 1 point and then you have to develop that point by using another 2 sentences. Don't write multiple points. They're asking operating as sole trader has an unlimited liability. You have to explain the term unlimited liability, right? In this case, what happened? Unlimited liability means what, and then develop that. As a result, what happened for the owner. So anyone, Leon, can you give any answer for this question? What is meant by unlimited liability?
Sir, unlimited liability basically means that no matter that, if something happens to the business, the owner is completely liable to that thing. Whereas like limited liability means the owner is only liable up to the amount the owner puts into the business.
Very good. Excellent. Very good. So yes, when Sashanos, they gave the answer, owner of the business personally liable for all the business debts. Correct. Yes, that's a meaning, correct answer. Very good. So when you're explaining, you have to explain what is unlimited liability like that. In case of business bankrupt, the sole trader, the owner is personally liable for all the business debt. That means he's, even from his personal belongings also have to settle the debt. That's the thing. In case of business bankrupt, owner is unlimitedly liable for the business debt, which means he had to settle the debt from his using his personal belongings. So as a result of that, you have to explain like that. Unlimited liability means owner is personally liable for the business debt. So when the business bankrupt, he has to settle all the debts by using the invested capital plus personal belongings. Therefore, there's a risk that unlimited liability wise organization this fully go beyond the invested capital. Like that, you have to explain the unlimited liability thing. No need of writing anything regarding Abbas or Jamal, nothing, because no application is, we no need for 3-mark question. You can just write the 3 sentences regarding what is unlimited liability, and as a result, what will happen to this, and this will lead to therefore. So you can use a method call when you're writing explain question. You can use a method. 6 markers also you can use. 9 markers you can use the method called BLT. Right? BLT. Right? Is normally we call bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Right? So because what happened? Because, and then second line you can start the leads to, and therefore. Because leads to therefore, right? Because of unlimited liability, right? Owner, that means liable for the every business debt. This will leads to, in case of business bankrupt, is personally liable for the business debt. Therefore, from his personal belongings, he had to settle all the business debt. Like that, every advantage, every disadvantage, you can write like that, right? Yeah, okay. One student asking a question like this: privatization and private limited company, the same thing or 2 different things? It's 2 different things, right? Privatization means when the your government business, government-owned business organization, you are selling to the private sector. That's called privatization, right? For example, government-owned, let's say, energy hub, right? That's happened in Sri Lanka recently. Government-owned energy hub called Kerala Pitiya. We sell majority like shares to the American company. That's called privatization, like that. So over the years, that every government, they are selling the government property. Selling government organization to private sector, it will be local private person or it can be foreigner, right? For selling Indian companies, so selling Chinese companies, or American companies. So that is called privatization. You're selling government-owned properties, government-owned businesses to private sector. That's called privatization. But private limited company means a different thing. Private limited company is a form of business you can start, right, with the limited liability business, where you can start with the like a 1 person or family members. You can start that business. That's a private limited company, like partnership, sole traders, private limited, public limited companies. Like privatization is different, right? Privatization means there are government, public corporations are selling to the private people, private sector business for money. So it's 51% stake you are selling. Then ownership will go to the private, pass to the government ownership to private ownership, right? Like that, we can see Sri Lankan Airlines. Sri Lankan Airlines, you can see we give the 51% stake to Emirates. In Emirates, own the majority ownership, like that. So like that, so many, like a government, a lot of example I can give with different countries. Privatization happens. Australian Broadcasting Corporation, ABC. It's another example. So privatization always, we discussed that under one chapter, privatization, and the opposite of privatization is nationalization, right? Nationalization, which means you are taking back the private owned business to public sector. That's nationalization. That's the opposite way. Okay, so we are going to next question. Abbas is an entrepreneur. What does this mean? So I would like to change this question. There is no command with Latin. What does this mean? Outline, we can say this question, since it's a 2-marker question, I can convert outline. What does this mean? It's a 2-marker question still. Outline question. So 2-marker question, you have to write the main point. What is who's the entrepreneur, and entrepreneur quality you can say. You can see entrepreneur is a Abbas, in this case entrepreneur. Why we are saying him entrepreneur? Because he's risk taking, right? Abbas is an entrepreneur because he's a fisherman, and he has a vision, like he should go next, he should buy a new boat, power boat, he should catch more fish. Like he has a vision. So he have all decision making, innovating, organizing, risk-taking. So give an example from the case. For example, Abbas is entrepreneur. Yes, why? Because he actually, entrepreneur is a person who combine all other factors of production, such as land, labor, capital, by taking a risk. In this case, Abbas taking risk by he has invested his own money, $1,500 to a boat. Give example, like why I find out 1,500 in the case study. Case study is mentioned. He has selling boat which cost $1,500. That means already he has invested some money for a business for 8 years. Right? For 8 years, he's doing like that, small business. Now it's time to go for expansion. He wanted to go for 5,000 boat, right? He want to buy a big boat and he want to go deep ocean now because he's 8 years is enough. So he's doing business alone. So now he's a risk taking. So he's taking his money and his own savings, right? His own savings, he's investing in the business. Therefore, he's a risk taker. And also he's an organizer. You can say now he's thinking of joining another partner. Abbas is an organizer, right? These qualities are there, DO, decision making, innovating, organizing, and risk taking. So here you can say how he's an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a person, Abbas, he's saving his own money. In this case, $1,500 he has invested for a boat. So that's a financial risk taking, right? Therefore, he's an entrepreneur. Right. They're asking second question, state question, state 4 also. This normally this state question normally comes with 1 mark question, right? Not 4. Then state question, we can say state 1 role of entrepreneur. State 1 role of entrepreneur. So then you have to take, you know the everything DO, decision making, innovating, organizing, risk taking. So you have to state 1 role of entrepreneur. In this case, you can see where Abbas actually is an entrepreneur because he has invested $1,500 in a business. So that's state question. Always state question, we expect application AO2, right? 1 role of entrepreneur. Take the DO as example. You can say decision making. Yes, he is making, Abbas making a decision because he make a decision to buy a power boat. 1 example. Always state question, we have to write example from the case study, right? Very tricky question because I know from the experience, a lot of students, they are losing 1 mark question, just writing general answers. So a lot of students, what they're writing, they know DO, they ask decision making. How many marks? 0. Innovating, 0 marks. Organizing, 0 marks. Risk taking, 0 marks. Why? No application. So when you're marking this answer, we can put big 0 and we can say application, no application. So don't do that in your exams. So state questions always is application based question. So just write example. You can say decision making example. In this case, Abbas making decisions to go to deep ocean by taking power boat. Abbas, another is an innovator, is a risk taker because Abbas already put $1,500 to buy a boat. By that, give example, write a full sentence with the example, then only you can get 1 out of 1. Okay, so you have to understand this because this is your first exam you are going to take in, right? First time because business you have never learned before, right? Your business studies, first examination, so do it properly because questions are easy. The way of writing is different. Way of writing you have to understand, then you can score good marks, right? Right. Second, 8th question. Bonifish Grill, Outback Steakhouse, that the Bonifish Grill, and Long John Silver, those franchise businesses, are seafood franchise business operates in Maldives. Right? There's now a question of what is meant by franchise. I'll convert this question to define. Right? Define the term. Define the term franchise. Normal define questions we carry 1 mark. We are normally giving. What is a franchise business? So franchise business we discussed recently. Franchise is a business where franchisor operate giving the license, right? Where franchisor allows another operator called franchisee to trade under their business name. That's the definition. What is a franchise business? Franchise is a business model where franchisor allows another operator called franchisee to trade under their business name, right? So no need to write any examples because we don't need, right? Don't write in application for define question. Just write the perfect definition. For vague definitions, we are not giving marks, right? If you just write franchise business is another business, it's a multinational business model, something wrong. you have to say the perfect definition. Franchise is a business model where franchisor allow another operator called franchisee to trade under their business name. Okay, then you can get the 1 more mark. Okay, outline question 2 marker. Outline 2 advantages to a franchisee, right? Of taking out a franchise in a beneficial. So normally outline question, they're not asking 2. We say outline 1 advantage. Outline 1 advantage to a franchisee, right? Of taking out a franchise in beneficial, right? So we talk about the main advantages and disadvantages of taking franchise business. If you take a franchise business, they're asking from the franchisee point of view, outline 1 advantage franchisee to taking out a franchise business. So we talk about certain advantage. For example, it's a ready-made market, right? Because of the Bonefish Grill is a popular business, international business. If you take the franchise Bonefish Grill, if you started there as a ready-made market, because business is up and running business, there is nothing to do because business already tried and tested business. Therefore, franchisee would be able to, right? For example, application had to put, because Bonefish Grill is application here. The Bonefish Grill is a popular up and running business, and we call that normally already we call it's very already ready-made business, turnkey business organization. So therefore, Bonefish Grill, by taking over the Bonefish Grill franchise license, the franchisee would be able to capture an existing market share, right? As a result, therefore, they can actually easily continue the business. Another option you can say, another advantage. By taking Bonefish Grill, there is a low risk of business failure. There is a low risk of business failure to franchisee. You can say like that. Another advantage you can say. By taking over Bonefish Grill franchisee, the backup support can be given from the Bonefish Grill, such as employee training, right? Such as their menu, secret recipes, they can get, right? Backup support, technical support, marketing support, employee training, you can say, right? Please refer my handouts, short notes. I have everything I have given. So like that, pick 1 advantage and please write the application. Then you can get the marks. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Some student actually giving answer say that the benefit of operating under recognized trade name trademark, which have better marketing results. Correct. Yeah. But you have to write the application, Puta, because when you're writing that, operating under recognized trade name is a correct answer. But here is a example, Bonefish Grill. Right, then only you can say, therefore, you can actually get better marketing results you can obtain. A lot of people would like to come to eat Bonefish Grill food. It's like a buying KFC. Né? If you purchase KFC, McDonald's, then same result. Because those are world famous brands. Bonefish Grill also like that. So the people who know the fishing franchise, they know Long John Silver, Bonefish, like a Manhattan Fish Market, no? Right? Off the Hook, like that, different, like there are so many franchise businesses are there. People who know, like sushi bars, like famous places for fish franchises. People know this thing. Food lovers, they know. So like that, you can say, yes, marketing advantage, it can be possible to obtain. Yes, I think you can manage the state and outline question. So we'll go to, yeah, that's a 25 mark you can see allocated to this case, small business case study. So here we normally discuss about the 2 markers and 1 marker defined case studies, right? All that thing. So in next time, actually my next session, I'm going to discuss about the second case study, a large business office. So today, my main objective was actually discuss about the small business case study. Mohammed Abbas business in Maldives is a fisherman. And from this case study, we found out mainly what is his business objective and how to write outline questions, state questions, and define questions, right? My next session in the next day, I'm going to do the large business category and I'm going to teach you how to write the 6 markers and 9 markers by using a case study. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you have any questions, please ask. You can actually send me the questions in the chat line, anything you can possible. So with that, I'm going to wind up the session. Have a nice day. Thank you.